What is going on, everybody? I'm so excited that you are here. I am so elated because we have about 5 more days until we actually go live with our room. Masters of the Marketplace Live is happening in 5 days, and I want you to be in the room. So if you're watching the rebroadcast, and you want to like, love, and share this, please do that. That'll be great. Those who are on Instagram, I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on Facebook. Hey, do me a favor, put down in the comments where you're watching from. I would love to shout you out, all those good things. I'm gonna turn on the comments so that I can see people here on the StreamYard. And then also, of course, I can always see people who are popping up here. Hey, listen, tonight, I'm not going to be long. Okay. I'm not going to be long. I just want to make sure to clarify a few things as it relates to this event that we're having on Saturday. So this Saturday is going to be an amazing time. I cannot tell you how much favor is going into putting this room together. I'm talking about people have said, hey, I can't be there, but here's money. You know, I've had favor on the room. I got favor with people that are coming, and they're blessing us with their fees that they would normally charge thousands upon thousands of dollars for us to be able to hear from them. But they're saying, forget about it. We just want to sow into this room. I cannot tell you how honored and how grateful I am as a result of what is already happening. So I can only imagine, and you can only imagine what's going to happen in this room. So people ask the question all the time, well, who is this event for? Well, the event is for anybody with a dream, a vision, or idea. I think that that's everybody, anybody that's breathing, anyone that desires to advance in life, advance their career, advance their business, advance their relationships, wants to be mentored, wants to grow beyond where they are. This event is for you. There's so many people that are hanging in the balance and trying to do life on their own. They're trying to do business on their own. And I used to be like that. I used to be a person that's like, you know what? I don't need, a mentor. I don't need someone to, tell me what to do. I don't need someone to give me wisdom. I just do it myself, or here's the other thing. If God wants it to happen, it will happen. I'll just leave it up to him to connect me properly. Well, many times we have to seize the opportunity and the lifetime of the opportunity. And one of my mentors used to tell me that is that the opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of the opportunity. There's been so many times where I have literally changed my life as a result of being in rooms. I can remember one room that I was in. It was 2005 or 2006. 2005, 2006. Yes, 2005. It was 2005. I was at Oral Roberts University, and I was going to go out with some friends, and we were going to go and just hang out with some cool people at night or whatever the case might be. And I remember them telling me, "Hey, come sit in my class. Um, there's going to be this guy that's going to be in the class. He's like a teacher. He travels all over the place, and he's just going to be teaching the class. But I can leave after about maybe 45 minutes. I can actually leave because the class is about 2 hours long." I said, "Okay, cool." So I walk in about 15 minutes after the thing started, and they introduce a gentleman. And this gentleman gets up there, and he is all of, I don't know, 5'8", 5'9", I don't know, um, sharply dressed. And he begins to speak in this Bahamian accent with this huge smile. Come to find out, it was Dr. Miles Monroe. Okay. So I am literally sitting in this class, and Dr. Miles Monroe is teaching this class. And I'm telling you, he is breaking things down that I have never heard in my life about business, about leadership, about kingdom, about the Bible. And it came to the point where the person who I was supposed to go out with, they were like, "Come on, man, I gotta go. Let's go, let's go." And I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave because I was so enamored by the wisdom that Dr. Miles Monroe had. And little did I know is that would be the precursor of me actually kind of getting to know him on a personal level. He used to come to the church that I went to in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we had the opportunity to armor bearer for him and serve him and all those different things when he came through. And he would always be so gracious to me. And then I didn't know that my wife knew them personally. At that time she was just my love interest. You know what I mean? She wasn't my girlfriend at that time, but her family knew him as well. What am I trying to tell you is that my life was changed as a result of the room that I was willing to go into. There's so many people's lives that can change when you go into a room, when you make an intention. Anytime I put together a leadership event or anything, I always ask, hey, I want you to write down 3 things that you're expecting to get today. And invariably, people write down 3 things. And I do this even when I travel into corporate settings. When I just did it, for a hospitality company, they flew me out to Seattle earlier this year, only for 45 minutes. They only wanted me to speak for 45 minutes. They flew me to Seattle. They paid my fee. They paid my fare, all of those different things. And anyways, I asked them, I want you to write down 3 things that you're expecting to get. And then at the very end of the talk, guess what? I asked them, hey, did you get the 3 expectations? And invariably they said, I got even more than what I was expecting. So expectancy is powerful. When you're entering into a room, when you're even entering into church, there's people that I talk to all the time, and they say, my church, or, I'm not getting anything out of the service. I'm not getting anything out of the message. Well, I say, well, are you expecting to get anything out? Or you're expecting it just to be the same old, same old? Because if you expect it to be the same old, that's exactly what you're going to get. But if you expect to see something different, if you expect to get something different, you will do those things. It will happen for you because you're looking for it. Okay. And so when I'm sharing, what I'm sharing tonight is, the types of people that should be in the room. Can I just share this with you really quick? Who should be in the room? Okay. The first person that should be in the room is the person who knows that where they are is not where they're designed to stay. The person that where they are, they know that they're not designed to stay. People all the time want to change their life. They want to grow to the next level. They want to change their body. They want to change their money. They want to change their honey. They want to change all this different stuff, but they're not willing to make the sacrifice to get out of their comfort zone in order to push forward into a new environment where their perspective can be changed, where their mentality can be challenged, where their relationships can be formed, where information can be given. And if you're a person and you want to grow in life in general, this room is for you. I was talking to a guy today at church, and he'll probably watch this too. I don't know if he's going to watch it or not, but he said, hey man, I've been seeing you. You've been pushing your event hard, man. I love it. I love it. I said, great, man. I said, are you going to be there? He's like, oh no, I'm not ready for all of that. I said, what do you mean? You're not ready for all of that. He was like, oh, I'm not an entrepreneur. And I said, well, are you a leader? He said, well, yeah, I'm a leader. I said, are you in a position of leadership in your job or in your family? He said, yeah. I said, you need to be in the room. He's like, really? I said, absolutely. You got to be in the room. Why? Because where you are is not where you're designed to stay. Your place that you are right now is not your stopping place. And you know that. You know that this is not your stopping place. You know that this job that you're in, this level of business that you're in, that this level of relationship that you're experiencing right now, that's not the allness and the muchness that God has given for you to actually experience. So what are you waiting for? You got to get into another room. The second type of person that should be in the room is the entrepreneur, a person who has a dream or vision, an idea that comes directly from God. Can I just tell you this? Ideas are birthed as a result of a deficit. So the reason why we have ring lights and the reason why we have laptop computers and the reason why we have cell phones and, charging ports and all those different things is because there was a problem that existed that a person said, I know that there's got to be a better way. So therefore, I'm going to formulate and create a system or a strategy to bring the solution to market. That's where ideas come from. It comes from a deficit. It comes from a problem. It comes from something that's not easily accessible in the market. Think about this. Years and years upon years upon years upon years ago, back in the late 1900s, there was a something called a mobile phone. Okay. And a mobile phone was probably about this big. Okay. And this mobile phone, you had to carry this thing around everywhere, right? It was huge. But now we have phones on our watches that we can talk to people in, right? There was something that existed in the marketplace that was bulky, that was annoying, that was inconvenient, and someone came up with a creative idea to make it a little bit more efficient. That's where ideas come from. And you may be sitting here with an idea. You have an idea and you're trying to figure out how to make it happen. We're going to help you make it happen. We're going to give you the tools, the strategies, the connections, the wisdom, the formula, the formulations, the formula to make it happen, to bring it to pass. That's why you got to be in this room. Maybe you're here, the other type of person that needs to be in the room and say, you know what? I have the strategy, I have the vision, I just don't have the relationships. One of the things that Dr. Miles Monroe said to us years ago was that the currency of the kingdom is relationships. When I can't find a resource, when I can't find maybe dollars or cents or whatever, I should be able to point to a relationship. And that relationship brings me into the company of the things that I need to know and the people that I need to know and the knowledge of the things that I need to know that are critical for my success in life. One of my other mentors said that together too. So I just kind of merged those together that, when I get a relationship, it gives me the opportunity to get into proximity. I cannot tell you how many times my life has been changed as a result of one relationship. My life is being changed right now just because of one relationship. One relationship, properly nurtured, properly connected, it absolutely is worth more than $1 billion. A person with a relationship, when you have a relationship, you have access. You have the ability to hop, jump, and skip over certain things because it's not about necessarily only who you know, but who knows you, right? There's so many things that I could share with you. So in this room, relationships will form. Okay. Relationships will actually build. There's so many wonderful people that are going to be in this room. And I can't wait for you to actually meet them. And so a lot of our speakers are going to be coming. They're great. They're awesome. They have a wonderful message and they are doing wonderful things. Hmm? Oh, what do you mean it's been doing stuff? I have my stage manager over here. It's been doing what? Look, it's not showing live, and when you think it keeps starting over. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep on going. I mean, because yeah, that's totally fine. But like, refresh your computer or something like that. I don't know. All right, sorry for that. That short interruption. Cut that out of the tape. No, but you can't really cut it. You can't edit it. This is live, right? So whatever happens live is live. Well, listen, I am crazy, crazy excited about all of the amazing things that are going to be happening here in the next 5 days. 5 days, okay? In the next 5 days, we are going live with Masters in the Marketplace Live. So you can still get tickets. Can I share something with you? Can I share the actual link with you? Let me share it with you really quick. Okay, for those who are on Instagram, you can actually go and you can go to my link in my bio, and you can be able to see it there. But I just dropped it there for everybody who is on Facebook, as well as those who are on YouTube, and you can see it there. Okay, and so um, if you want to go and and register. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted. Okay, you got to go and register. Why do you have to register? Torian, why do you have to register? Because listen, why you can't be for free? Well, because you don't pay attention when things are for free. You don't value things when things are for free. You don't really, you really truly pay to pay attention, right? Think about this. The Bible says that where a man's heart is, that's where his treasure will be also. Okay. Or where a man's treasure is, that's where his heart will be also. So if we are thinking about being in the room, your treasure has to be in the room too. Because if your treasure is there, Your heart will be there. Your attention will be there. Your body will be there. And it will be absolutely amazing. Okay. Listen, I cannot stay on for long. I just wanted to give you a quick update. Just wanted to share these things with you. Who needs to be in the room? The person who has a big dream or vision idea. Number two, a person who is a leader or wants to be a leader, wants to learn how to lead. Number three, a person truly who is a business owner. You already have people working with you and working for you and working underneath you to help your vision come to pass. Listen, it's time to scale. It's time to grow to the next level. You cannot miss this moment. Be in the room. It is going to be dynamic. Okay, it's going to be dynamic. Let me share the information with you one more time. If you can see there, enter the room, new beginning, start stronger, scale faster, lead smarter, August 1st, 2026, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. right here in this beautiful city of Fontana. And it is going to be so great, everyone. All right, everybody. Thank you so very much for watching. Make sure you like, love, and share this. Maybe we'll go live again this week so that you can answer some more, so I can answer some more questions about the event. All right, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.